everybody. Welcome to another edition of Stay Weird TV. It's your boy Hassel, along with conspiracy master and toy hunter extraordinaire, Big Rob. How you doing, Big Rob?
I'm doing great, Hassel. How you doing today, sir?
And the weather's a little cloudy outside, but other than that, I'm doing well.
It is, but I love this kind of weather. It's good fat man weather.
You know what? As a big fat man, I understand because when I go outside, I'm like, ooh, this is my type of weather. It's not hot. It's not cold. It's just right. It's perfect. You know, there ain't a lot of humidity in the air. I'm a fan of. Plus, it's horror weather. You know me. I like to watch horror movies all the time, and anytime it's kind of cloudy and rainy, it's a good excuse for a Jason or a Freddy movie to me. I don't know.
Huh, fair enough.
So, our Stay Weird family, as some of you guys may or may not know, I'm from House of Review and the Dirty Man Room Show. He's from Big Rob's House of Entertainment and No Chinese Food. We do a little bit of everything, but here today we're going to give you an episode of Stay Weird TV, and we're going to do a good old toy unboxing. I got some figures I got. Rob's got some stuff he's going to unbox. So, Rob, why don't you tell everybody what you got, baby?
I actually got a huge stack and a backlog of stuff that I want to open. But right now my problem is I'm running out of room. But there are a couple of figures that I really wanted to get into. One of them I've had for a while now. It's been sitting there. It's been staring at me. The other one I just picked up recently. What I'm opening today, I had a couple of American heroes that needed to breathe. So I got my retro card Scarlet. I just picked up at Target not too long ago. And one of the greatest champions ever, JBL.
JBL.
Sir, in his all-American gear. What about yourself, sir? What are you opening today?
Well, all right. So I have got, as you can see around me, just walls of shit. I'm running out of room for some of my stuff. I got toys on the shelf. I got toys everywhere. But I messed around and started an Avengers/West Coast Avengers shelf. And I got my Silver Centurion Iron Man in, but now I'm kind of like, well, damn, I want that Neo armor that he had. You know, that armor he went to directly after that with the big fat boots, you know, the gauntlets and whatnot. You know, the quintessential early 90s, the one from the I Am Iron Man show. So I've had this bad boy here on the shelf for a little while, and I've decided today is the day. I've looked at, you know, buying another one off of eBay and Amazon and various places, but to be honest, I can buy them off of there loose or packaged about retail. So that tells me the figure's not going up or down, regardless of what I do. And anytime it gets that way, I'm like, you know what? There's no sense in me saving it on the wall. That's another figure I could put in its place on the wall there. So since he's not going up and down in value, he is going to get open today. And the other thing I have is it's got a little bit of story. So welcome to Story Time with Hassel, baby. So earlier this year, I got the Vox Metal Quicksilver from the Super 7 Silverhawks line. That is the quintessential Silverhawk we all had growing up. No matter, even if you didn't really do Silverhawks, pretty much everybody had Quicksilver, right? So when they done the Vox Metal or Vax Metal, however you say it, you know, that version from the 80s that we got, I was like, man, I gotta have this. So earlier this year, I ordered it, got it in the mail, and of course, it had fucking chipping galore. Like the arm, the head, various places was just chipped to pieces. I was like, oh, dude. So I didn't want to open him, and I really didn't want to even leave him on the shelf in the pack. So I contacted Super 7, and I will say this about Super 7. I give them a lot of shit, you know, for delayed figures, their prices, various things. Delays, mostly, or hit me all at one time with a wave, you know, or two waves back to back. They've done that a couple times. But their customer service is spot on. They are legit. They have replaced several figures for me in the past, like in the Thundercats line alone. You know, Tigra, Lino, Mumra, they have all sent replacements. With just this Silverhawks line before the Vox Metal, my Monstar, his foot broke off. Like, come out of the pack, boom, busted. They sent me a whole other figure. So they're great about that. So, to get to the meat and taters where we're going, I contacted them about this, let them know. I sent them pictures, sent them the receipt of where I bought it from Big Bad Toy Store. And they was like, we'll send you a replacement. Well, this was early this year. So it keeps rocking on, rocking on, rocking on. I'm like, these fuckers aren't going to send me a replacement. So I reached back out to them at one point. I was like, hey, look, I've sold the house I was living in. We're living in my wife's house now. It's a different address. I said, do you got an ETA or can I give you a new address, et cetera, et cetera? They didn't respond. And I was like, oh, fuck. So I wrote it off. I was like, fuck you, Super Sacker. The guy that bought my house, he reached out to me yesterday and told me, hey, bud, you got a couple packages here. I was like, okay, cool. And shout out to him. He's a sweetheart of a fella. Yeah, most people would have just porch powered my shit because it's their house now, you know. But he reached out to me, being a good American, and let me know, hey, you got a couple packages here. So I was like, what the fuck is it? I didn't know. I went by this morning to pick it up, and it was not one, but two replacement Quicksilvers. I don't know what happened or why they sent two. Maybe it was because of the delay and it built interest, but they sent two. So the other figure I'm going to open is one of these two because I did look at these. While there is no chipping on the metal paint on either one, the second one does have like there's a hint of the shadow around the hood there that was like, oh man, that's kind of why. It's just a paint issue. I could probably take some alcohol and a Q-tip, but I'm scared to. So I'm gonna leave that one in box, and I'm gonna open the other one there. And the messed up one I have, we'll probably throw up on eBay unless one of you guys need it for your collection, and just let it go at a fair rate. So that's the two figures I have, and I made that into a whole huge debacle, didn't I?
Huh?
I said that ended up being a much longer story than it had to be, but it is what it is.
That was a captivating story. I was thrilled every moment.
You know what? As long as you're getting a bite when you're reeling in, that's all that matters.
What matters?
So I'm gonna let you start first. You kick into one of yours, and I'll kick in one, and we'll just kind of go back and forth and see what we got here.
That sounds good. The sun came out from behind the clouds, so I had to put a little. All right. Well, I'm going to start with JBL. I actually picked this guy up on clearance at Walmart. You can see that lovely yellow sticker.
Oh yeah.
And the box was already pretty beat up, so I knew I was going to open him. But this is from the Elite Collection, the Ruthless Aggression. He's got good picture on the side. Got a picture of him on the back. Got some stats, from New York City, 6'6", 290, clothesline from hell, obviously. He's a WWE champion, Intercontinental champion, and Hall of Fame inductee. Little bio.
And he is also now filling in with Conrad Thompson in place of Bruce Pritchard. He is.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it in a while just because I've been behind, but I used to listen to him and Gerald Briscoe's podcast. They did some pretty good interviews, especially with the older guys, like the old road stories. Some hilarious stuff that I'm not 100% sure that the statute of limitations is up on all of it. So,
dude, I seen where they had that show there, and I just couldn't take Gerald Briscoe serious with long hair and those sideburns. I don't know. I was like, I can't take you serious, sir. I can't watch your podcast. I'm sorry. But JBL, I wanted to hear both of them, but I'm sure Gerald does have some amazing stories, but I couldn't take him serious looking at him.
No, that I listen on Spotify. I get audio only. That way I don't have to. But yeah, like I said, the package was already janky as all get out. A nice insert, Ruthless Aggression. Second best era, no, third, fourth best. I don't know. It's a good era. If I can,
I'm gonna say third myself.
I mean, third or fourth, maybe. I don't know. So, get him out here. try and get some of this posed up. I would prefer not to break my figure immediately. That's never a good sign.
Does he have little tassels on the edge of the vest?
They do. Yeah, he's got this is a pre-Homelander coat.
Well, that was from his U.S. title run at the end of his career, correct?
I believe so, yes, sir. So he's got the only thing I will say, noticing that under his coat, I don't know if you can see it, but he's got a little gold paint on his arm. I'm sure I can fix that eventually. Pretty solid likeness to JBL. And of course, he's got his red, white, and blue cowboy hat. I don't open a lot of wrestling figures, but he is pinless, got double jointed knees and elbows, got the pads. That is a pretty solid figure. He does come with a couple of extra hands. Nothing groundbreaking, but it's a solid figure. It looks like JBL. It's pretty, I don't say hefty, but it's it's a solid figure. It's not gonna fall over, hopefully. So,
Mattel does a great job with their figures. I mostly open the certain elites and the ultimates. I open only pretty much the Attitude Era or some Ruthless Discretion, but mostly Attitude Era back. The Legends, but they do an amazing job on those figures.
Yes and no. I kind of wanted to. I'll probably bring this up next time I'm on my Nerdy Man Room show, maybe. But here's my issue. Again, this looks like JBL. This face scan is pretty doggone close. I've got like 3 different Becky Lynch elite figures. Not one of them looks anything like Becky Lynch. You go to the store and you take a look. Just about every, for some reason, male wrestler, their figures look like them. But their female wrestlers, Sasha Banks don't look like Sasha Banks. Asuka, well, Asuka's kind of a different story because she's got the face paint. But Bayley don't look like Bayley. None of these, Tiffany don't look like Tiffany.
What would you say? It's because they had a 30-year head start on the guys before they started. Because with the exception of Miss Elizabeth, no female had a figure back in the day. Rockin' Robin didn't get one. Moolah or none of those ladies. Then Sherry Martel later on, and Medusa and so forth and so on. I mean, it was Jack's line where you started seeing females, and they were like really pretty damn limited for a long time.
These face scans are supposed to be new technology. I mean, that's my only thing. I would say yes, you're right on maybe on the figure itself, on the posability, or on the joints or something like that. 100%, I'll go with you on that. But the face scan is brand new technology for both the male and the female to me. And it's just like, which I know she doesn't wrestle for WWE anymore. She's AEW, but Mercedes Renato, if you get her Sasha Banks figures, they don't look anything like her. It's just random African-American girl. But
yeah.
Here's the thing, you go over to the Hasbro side, you get her Black Series figure from when she was in Mandalorian, and that looks pretty damn close to her. The Bo-Katan figure looks pretty damn close to Katie Sackhoff. So Hasbro knows how to do it. Why doesn't
Yeah, I will say Hasbro in the last few years, they have really turned a corner. Now, just not even wrestling figures, but just the female action figure in general, like whether it be Rogue, Storm, or whoever, Psylocke. Even 5 years ago, they were still kind of very limited in what they could do. If they had posability, it almost made them look wonky later, in some way. It was very not appealing cosmetically. And in the last few years, they have actually really turned a corner, and they look great. They have posability now. They don't, just look weird. They got the shape they need, whether it be the curves or some posability with those curves. They figured it out finally. So I'm kind of a big fan. I do better with certain ones than others, I will say, because I got this Cersei on my 2-pack with the Black Knight. She's got a looking figure. Yeah. I mean, she got a nice little donkey on her. She got the Courtney Cox face. But and she's got. I like how they do the ab crunch under the boobs, so it's not like a line there. But now I will say the legs still have the bow to them, which is something I've noticed with most of the female figures. I don't know if they do that so that you're into that wanting to straddle the guy. I don't know, but
Oh, no, that's terrible.
it's doable.
I didn't mean to take us off on a complete tangent on that. I apologize. I just really annoys the crap out of me. As a collector, I want my figures to look like if it's a figure of a real person, I think it should look like that person.
This is true. This is very true. You think they do a little better job of that. So Mattel, we need you to get it together. Which I don't know. Jax does the AEW figures. Would you say that they're a little better with their females than the Mattels?
They're getting better. Because I've only got a couple of theirs. Like I had the original Dr. Britt Baker, and it was so, but like that new Target edition one actually looks pretty close to the Good Doctor. So, I think you actually picked her up, hadn't you?
Yes, I do. And it's Target exclusive. My Target exclusive sign is upside down. Sticker is upside down, and her belt is come completely forward. I got the Owen Hart Cup winner edition, which is supposed to be Target exclusive, a special, and the belt is just whoop. So it's, but the thing is, I've seen it in the store. I bought this one offline, but I've seen it in the store look the exact same way, with the exception of the sticker not being upside down.
I was gonna say that's the thing with those Target exclusives. They tend to sit there at the store. So if you decide you want another one, let me know. I'm sure I can find one for you.
The one they nailed the best to me is the one where she's bloody, the bloody variant, and maybe it's because they could get away with a little more with the bloody. I don't know, but it actually captured her pretty well, I thought.
But yeah, I mean it's Jack seems to be getting better at it. Hasbro's great at it. I think Mattel can do it because the guys all look great. So I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking. Maybe I'm wrong.
Let me know. I won't say that. Well, since you've opened one up, I'm going to open old Iron Man here. So
absolutely.
Let's see what we got here. Let's go to town here. So one thing I will say about these retro cards, they're a bitch to get into.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with because that means it's harder to damage the card than those first few G.I. Joe waves that were just garbage. All right, there's an old trick from one of the kids. You find the bottom. All right. Get out of here. I'm going back now. So he has some extra hands there. Repulsor blast, a little bit of smoking or whatnot. This is a fairly solid figure. I was a little worried that once I pulled him out, it was going to be like, oh no. But pretty decent. He does have the little. You remember the old Toy Biz version has snap-on gauntlets there and snap-on boots. So you do have those little cuffs there.
That's cool. I didn't have the Iron Man, but I did have the War Machine out of that line.
Out of the you talking about the old school Toy Biz?
Yeah, the old Toy Biz one with the snap-on stuff. I had
several of those. Somehow I acquired them in a trade. The only one I bought new was one with the snap-on chest piece and all this. Now, I will say I'm not a fan of that right there. I don't know if you can see it very good, but that does kind of come up. Not a big fan of that. But aside from that, I can't complain. I am going to change his fist out. Just because I feel like he needs the old pulsar hands. Might not change both of them. Let's probably just change one for now.
Do you feel
probably
like the
help.
shoulders give him increased range of movement, or
Well, I think it's going to look a little wonkier when you, yeah, which is what I was a little worried about. Because okay, if you bring the arm out like this, see how it separates a little bit,
I can see that
but if you
limits
leave
the
it
pose?
like, yeah, so that's a little eh. I think he'll look good on a flat stand with some of those bursts coming out the bottom there, or
Oh,
just standing
absolutely.
up. So that's the old Iron Man. That's a solid figure. I'd give it 4 hassles, 4 to 5. Oh shit. Okay, so that is one thing. The repulsor hand is arched like this. It does not have the pivot right there.
Okay.
So, okay, you see how the fist, they always have that little pivot there where it can kind of do this right here. The
Right.
repulsors do not. That's an odd choice there. The rest it goes straight in, and you try to bend it down, it'll break.
I mean,
So
that kind of makes sense for, because if you got to have a hole for the repulsor peg to go in, you don't really have room for the joint, I guess.
yeah, I mean it's still looks good. I mean, I'm sure it would have put the effect in. Been neat if the face would have plate would come off. That's one thing I actually kind of dug with some of the figures. You can do that correctly. There is a way to do it correctly.
Yeah.
If you don't, there is that non-correct way where it looks bigger than it should, but you can do it correctly. Okay, repulsor blast activated. So
That's pretty
I'll
simple.
fuck around. Yeah, I'll fuck around with him. I'll get him on the old shelf later and post some pictures. Try to get some pictures in the post editing of this. So, sir, the floor is yours. You are welcome to go to town.
All right, fair enough. You get my Scarlet here. So, I mean, like you said, the new card backs much thicker, much nicer than the old ones, which is wonderful. Um, got the file cards on the back like we used to. I mean, this is just a 6-inch version of the figures that we had when we were kids, pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. Do what?
What's amazing is they got us to buy all the other ones first. And then they said,
Yeah.
retro. And now we're rebuying the same figures because it's more in tune with what we have.
Yeah, I've got the other Scarlet on the shelf already. So yeah, I know. So one thing I didn't remember, I was looking at the file card. Scarlet's birthplace. She was born in the ATL.
ATL represent, baby. She was one of the AT aliens.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. So one thing I noticed while she was still in the pack, we'll see if I can show it to you after I've opened it here. Is I see a lot online complaints about the guns and stuff being bent in the G.I. Joe classified.
Yes.
If you actually look, her rifle is in the package and the buttstock is bent down. That's how it's like
Yes.
pressed into the package. Like
that's what sucks when they put them in there like that, and you got to kind of pull it from the middle to get it out of there.
I mean, however long this has been sitting in a warehouse and then on Target shelves and then laying on my desk, it's been held in this unnatural and incorrect angle. I mean, it's a small thing, but it kind of annoys me. I know I can fix it with a little hot water and stuff, but it still kind of annoys me.
But it's not as easy. I mean, those actually, even though you try to put them in the hot water, they don't seem to hold the shape as well like you want them to, because then they can kind of overcorrect. Because I have a shotgun right there that they come with General Hawk, and I wound up putting with my Spirits of Vengeance Johnny Blaze custom I kit bashed. And I was like, oh shit, this would be perfect for that. So I put it there with a little fire around the end. But it is bent like that. It's kind of got that bow to it, and I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that.
I will say the one and only only thing that I liked about the windowless packaging is all the accessories came in a little bag.
Mm.
And it
Yeah.
was impressive, at least the ones I've opened. Not gonna say it
But
was
you know what?
non-existent.
They could still do the accessories that way. It wouldn't bother me.
Bother me
It came
a
in the
bit.
little Foot Locker deal. I was fine with that there. But
You're right. A little Foot Locker beside it, I'd have no problem with that. No problem. So, but anyway, one thing that I love about these is they come with a stand. These and McFarlane stuffs all come with stands. I think that ought to be a rule. They ought to all come with a stand, but
yeah.
You know. All right. So in the back, you got a separate card. You got disc weapon. You got a ponytail. Then you got knife, couple of closed fists. You got another ponytail. I'm assuming this one's calm and the other one's like wind blown. I don't know. Got a handgun, got a rifle, and of course you've got Scarlett's
4-wheel
crossbow.
drive.
Huh?
You got a rifle on a 4-wheel drive. I'm just saying. She is a country girl.
Yeah. And then of course the backpack that I don't really. I think you said that you kind of quit using the backpacks for the most part.
Yes.
And I really care for them, except for the fact that they do have pegs to hold the long guns on. I kind of like that part, but I also have a Ziploc bag that can hold my extra guns too. So, but let me see if I can get her out.
You wouldn't be meaning one of these, would you, sir?
Yeah, I got very similar.
Yeah. I've got like I got 4 right here beside my desk. And you know, one's for the Joes, one's for the Hasbro Marvel figures, and one is for the Mattel WWE stuff.
I'll say all mine's gone into one just because I haven't opened that much stuff yet. But everything
I have a tub with older ones of those, and that's the newer ones. That's the stuff I've been opening recently.
Right. Probably smart to keep them separate.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. When I pop a bag, I can kind of tell. Okay, this is going to be this year to this year. This is going to be a year prior, so forth, so on. Most of the time, because you'll recognize something out of there right away, and then I can kind of say, okay, that goes to this, and then.
Like you said, they've improved the female figures. It is pinless, double jointed knees and elbows. It's got the ab crunch. I love all of that stuff. Of course, you've got the quiver for her crossbow bolts. Got a thigh sheath for her knife. Nowhere for her handgun. Whatever. But that's a nitpick of mine. It's not a big deal. But she's got peg on the or a place on the back to peg in the backpack, and then she's got the hair has a little hole so she can peg in whichever ponytail that you want to use. So
she might need to get pegging.
Hey, I'm not into that, but whatever you and your wife like, don't ever send me videos. But she does have the butterfly shoulder joints, gives a little bit extra room. I like that, especially for like my Joes and stuff, that makes it easier to hold a weapon two-handed. Those butterfly joints are aces, whoever came up with those. Paint's good. Don't really see any obvious things. That's cool. She's got a holdout gun here, got a couple of ninja stars here. Got a pouch, couple of pouches. I'm from the Rob Liefeld era. I love pouches.
Yeah, it's a solid figure because of the Glenda I opened for the Dragonfly is essentially the exact same figure repainted. She doesn't have the quiver hold on her side, obviously, but a few different add-ons. But it's the same figure, and it's really nice. The only thing I had a problem with is the hips there. While they look great for standing up, she was a bitch to get into the Dragonfly. Like, Wild Bill, I put him in the front and the back seat. I was trying to put him in the front seat first, not realize that's the gunner spot. So then I put him in the back. So I was gonna put her in the front, because she's got the helmet there and all that. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. So I opened it up, and when I went to put her in there, like I never got her legs through the harness for the belt, and then to get them guided into the holes there, whew, it was rough.
Too much booty.
There wasn't the mobility to spread the legs up. Yeah, I mean, her ass, her donkey was fine. There was not enough mobility there. If you were trying to throw them legs over your shoulders, it'd be rough.
Gotcha. All right, but yeah, it's a solid figure. I like it. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to pose her up too. But yeah, I like it. I'm glad for it. Should go well on the shelf.
Let's dive into the old main event. So we got Quicksilver here. I've taken him out of his little plastic case. Got a hologram on the back there with a backstory that tells you all about Quicksilver and how you come to be and whatnot. So I'm not gonna get into that. You got your basic Ultimates across the top. Packaging is pretty damn much the same packaging that came with the regular Quicksilver. So they have. Sorry.
Did it have the slip cover over the top of it? I didn't.
Okay, that was something this wave right here started with these, and like the new Thundercats do it as well, because the Wily Kid and Wily Cat were the same way. They had the little piece to come over. No, they've done away with that. You get the plastic sheet, which is what would be over that other piece. I don't like that right there, to be honest. And they're trying to change the bottoms, because used to you could open from the top or the bottom. Most people like to open from the bottom just because when you put it back in there, if you stand it up later, it'll stand pretty well. When you open from the top, it tends to have that bow sometimes. It don't ever take its true form back. But they've got this little corrugated bottom now. Oh shit! This is why Funko Pop Plus sent me a safety knife.
Yeah, I own exactly one Super 7, and it's bluegrass, and I don't see myself buying too many more, but I don't know. If I catch them on clearance.
I need to catch Stargazer, because I messed around, and he's the one that I canceled like a dumbass at the time, because I was getting too much stuff, and it was like when their stuff come, it flooded you. So because I kept getting flooded with their waves all at one time, I had to make a decision. And at the time I made the decision to cancel him, I do still have Copper Kid on order. But, also at the same time, that was around the time when every time you turn around, Big Bad Toy Store was running a sale with, 30-40% off of Super 7 figures. So I was like, well, maybe I can hit Stargazer that way. Thus far, I have not.
Right.
So, right off the rip, something I've noticed. So in the back, you got the wings. They did not back metal Tally Hawk.
Really?
And you only get the one Tally Hawk. You do not get both versions of Tally Hawk with this version. That is kind of a boo. But you get a lens cleaner. You get a free lens cleaner. I guess to clean your figure.
It's cool.
So you got the metal helmet, the basic, and then you got various hands and whatnot. So, all right, I want to get there's only one of those little plastic things on this one, and I want to get it out without scratching the figure.
Right.
So, try to cut this from the back and hope cut into him. There we go. Plastic's the other way. Let's pull it back and see here. So he has a lot more heft than the other figure. I will say that. the vac metal process. It actually looks really great. I got a rough spot there, a rough spot on his ass where he just rode in that plastic bubble. I will
Is that
say
why?
his joint. What?
Is that really why?
Well, I'm gonna assume. I do like the fact that he has the green hawk right here. That was kind of like it was the greenish hologramish looking hawk back in the day. I don't know if this shows very well on there, but it's there. Good paint on the head. I'm probably like on my regular one over there. I got him with the mask down. I'm probably gonna leave him like this. I don't know. I kind of dig that for some reason. He's the only one. He's one of the only ones I got with the mask on down there, but it feels like a better figure. I mean, I know it's the same figure, just repainted, but whatever they do in the process makes it feel like a better figure. And I'm wondering how difficult these arms are. Oh, okay. So the arms still pop out pretty relatively easy. So that's good. It almost looks like I got the that fixed in there. Before it was just a joint that popped in and out, but now it almost looks like it has a. You remember the old school figures when the arms would come off? They had this like clicking cuff in there.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of very much like that actually.
Okay.
So okay, got the metal arms in. Got 37 different hands here, so I'm gonna just grab some hands. Hey, you got a kung fu grip hand there.
Nice.
That's actually pretty cool. I like that. You have the and then the karate chop. That's all your metal hands, and then you have the same thing for the flesh hands. Kung Fu Fleshy for that ultra flesh feel. Even though he probably don't have jump no more. But that's his problem. Okay, one thing I just noticed I'm not a fan of. So he don't have the wrist piece that the other one comes with.
Hmm.
The piece the watch top deal that controls Tally Hawk.
Yeah.
So
Inter-
that's if he almost feel like he's Ric Flair here. Woo!
That's a great looking figure.
Styling and motherfucking profiling. He also does not come with a shoulder mask. Odd choice. So just to grab. So as you can see with the other one, he has the piece there that controls Tally Hawk.
All right.
He does not come with that, but that's kind of a side by side comparison. That just feels inferior to this one. I'm gonna try to change the head just to see what we're working with. I definitely see why you need the white rag though,
Yeah.
because the sheen is so good on this right here. You definitely need it. But there you have it.
Very nice.
I'm gonna probably go back to the basic non-wing, non-visor down and stand them side by side. So you kind of got both of them right there. But there you have it. That's and I'm gonna leave one in the box, MOC as fuck. And make a determination on what to do with the one with the damaged paint. So I was actually I think I was glad to send it back to them, but I didn't request it back. So that's it's cool points on them there. I'll give them that. They seem to improve the process. I don't know if I'd go in for the steel heart because I know they've done her. She's the only other one I've seen them do it. The bot metal. I'm not sure if they're doing steel wheel and bluegrass yet, but they seem to have the process better down. If they were to go back and revisit the rest of them later, I would probably go back and buy them all. So there you have it.
Nice.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this good old toy unboxing with your boys, Big Rob and Hassel. Always be sure to catch us on Stay Weird Network. We're on Spotlight Media. We're on Big Rob's House of Entertainment and No Chinese Food. Dirty Mandarin Show, Hassel's Review, Chris Daly, Fueled by Weird. And don't forget to check out our sponsor, the Zone Collectibles 305 Main Street, Tipton, Georgia. They hit them up for all your nerdy needs, where they can give you unity through community. Fandoms United. Let's don't have no nudity through community. Let's I don't know what happened there, people. My days I've been up since 4 a.m. I'm sorry. I couldn't sleep last night, so apologies. But unity through community, Fandoms Unite. Check the Clady Clan out for all your nerdy needs. If they don't have it, you don't need it. So with that being said, don't forget to stay weird and catch us next time.